Today, you will be using your bag, light it up, and you are going to be an electrical engineer, and you will be creating a closed circuit light up card. First of all, what is a circuit? Circuit is a complete path that energy can flow through. A circuit can be closed or open. Now we need to add the definition to circuit to our journal. A circuit is a complete path that energy can flow through. We are also going to list our materials. So if you open up your bag, you will see you have 2 coin batteries. You also have some copper tape, cardstock, 2 LED lights, and our cutouts that are inside of the journal. So please add all of those materials to your material list. What do you notice about the battery and the light? Please trace the battery and the light and write down what you notice about these 2 materials. I noticed the battery has 2 sides. One has some bumps on it, and the other side is flat. So I'm going to trace the 2 sides of my battery and write that down. I also notice on the top, the flat side of the battery, there is a plus sign. And on the other side of the battery that is bumpy, there is not a sign, but there are bumps. So I'm going to identify all those little bumps. My light, I notice that one prong is long and one prong is short. So I'm going to identify that. And I also notice when I feel the battery, the light, that one prong is circular and one prong is flat. So I'm going to draw that in my journal. So I have a long prong and a short prong. This is my light and my battery, and I'm going to label that. Light, battery. Write down all of your observations from your battery and your light. Now that we have our 2 sides of the battery and our light, we are going to think about what is a circuit. A circuit is a complete path for energy to flow through. So I want you to think about how can you create a circuit. So where it says blueprint, I want you to draw a box. And then I want you to kind of draw another box around it. And we're going to lay out the flow of energy. So for energy to flow, what are we going to need? You said battery. We're going to need a battery. We are going to need our light. And what is it that we are going to use to allow the energy to flow from the battery to the light? you said your copper tape. You are correct. So we are going to be using the battery, the copper tape. The battery gives us energy. The copper tape allows that energy to flow through it because it is a conductor to our light. And using the battery, the copper tape, and the light, we are going to be creating a complete circuit. So I want you to try to lay out your materials so you can create a complete circuit. With the card, the battery is going to first start off as an open circuit. This is open. And when I flip my battery over, I will be creating a closed circuit. So go ahead and try to see if you can lay out your materials so you can create a closed circuit using this flow of energy. Flow of energy. The flow of energy. Now you have your battery, this is your light, and your battery. And notice we wrote down that the flat side of the battery has a plus sign and the back side is bumpy. And on the light, there is a long prong and a short prong. And I want you to put them together and see how they light up. So when I put the short prong on front, when I put the long prong on front, the short prong on back, it lights up. Now, we need to record how the light lights up. So on your light, the long prong means something and the short prong means something. I want you to think of, is your long prong positive or is your long prong negative? So hopefully you wrote down the long prong is positive, the short prong is negative. Write that in your book. The long prong is positive, the short prong is negative. The long prong needs to touch the positive side of the battery. The short prong needs to touch the short side of the battery. You will need to make sure that you lay these down correctly in your card so you will have a complete circuit. The long prong needs to touch the positive side of the battery. So when you open up the prongs and lay them down for your card, you need to have the longer prong is going to be laid down so it will connect to the long prong of the positive side, and the negative side needs to touch the shorter side. The negative prong, is the shorter prong. Hopefully you are able to successfully create a card. Here is mine on the inside, what it looks like. And notice when I have a complete circuit, it lights up. Open circuit, closed circuit. I just had to redesign it a little bit and move my battery, but you can put your battery on the flip so it will work. Now you are able to use the other materials in there to create your own card. You can design the front with the cardstock, or you can cut out one of the other cutouts from the book and use that. I hope you have enjoyed creating an LED circuit and going through the engineering design process. I'll see you next week for another episode of Curious Cubs STEAM at Home.